P Warrior _9er on behalf of Ben Good, Homie Press, Uncle Keith. This is the Faithful Boys podcast. I'm glad that y'all are rocking with us. Once again, of course, we want you to like, subscribe, share the channel. Of course, we are in the playoffs. We have the #1 seed and have this bye week, a much needed bye week for the team. Some of the players toward the end of the year, obviously playing 17 games and playing at the level and intensity that they've been playing at, definitely needed this rest. And we've seen this year when they've had that rest and that bye, they come out all on point, blazing, and playing their best football. And now is the time for them to play their best football. 12 wins, 5 losses. Really should have been 14 wins. Had a chance to win the Cleveland game. Really should have won this last game against the Rams. But overall, a great season. Have met most of the expectations, but there's really only one expectation left, and that is for us to win this championship. So if we're looking at what a team is at and where we want it to be, Sorry for the technical difficulties, Nine of Faithfuls. It happens. It's technology. Once again, this is P Warrior _9 on behalf of Being Good, uh, Uncle Keith, our homie Perez. This is a Faithful Boys podcast. Let's try to get this down and right once and for all. We've had a great year. Number one seed in the conference, won the division, multiple Pro Bowlers. I think we had the most Pro Bowlers, 9. Brock, leading vote getter. Successful season, but now is when we get down to the nitty gritty where the rubber meets the road. This is where we go for championship number 6 for this organization, for this franchise. This is the best opportunity that we've had since 2019, and we are a much better team than we were back in 2019, just in terms of the overall talent. And so I believe now, as these guys are preparing and practicing, they're going to put all of this together. And we are going to get over this Super Bowl hump and win this championship on February 11th, 2024. So my observations of the season, as I was trying to say earlier, started off with a 5-game winning streak, had the 3-game losing streak, went to the bye at the perfect time, won 6 in a row. We took our L against Baltimore. You give them their credit. They were the better team. And then we finished off really winning 2 out of the last 3, beating Arizona, beating Washington, and then really should have won the last game against the Rams to finish off with a 3-game winning streak. But 12 wins, number one seed in the conference. We get the much needed rest, the bye. They needed it. You could tell some of the players, because it's a long season, were wearing down. And so now they get a chance to refresh. The coaches get a chance to improve the scheme, tweak the scheme, throw some wrinkles in that maybe teams haven't seen all year. And then it's just the overall rest that these players are going to need. And it gives us one less game to play to get to the Super Bowl. So, and we're playing at Levi's, which is a huge home field advantage for us. So, Faithfuls, I think we are in an excellent position to ultimately win the Super Bowl. To ultimately put ourselves in position to win the championship. And so that's my overall view of what the season was. But if we want to talk about individual players, of course, we got to start with Brock Purdy. Many people didn't think that he would have the year that he had. He broke the all-time single season passing record for the 49ers through 31 to 32, 33 touchdown passes, I believe. Maybe 11 interceptions, and most of those interceptions came, unfortunately, against the Ravens. So just his yards, the completion percentage, just how he took the offense to the next level is what we wanted, and he has gone from Mr. Irrelevant to a Pro Bowl quarterback and was really in the MVP conversation until that game against the Ravens. But we're not wanting him. I don't think most of us care if he won the regular season MVP. Would have been nice. We would love him to win the Super Bowl MVP. And I think he's capable of doing it. I think his best football and his best plays are yet to be made. And so if we want to go position by position as we look at this team and what it's capable of for the playoffs, of course, we start with Brock. And we go to Christian McCaffrey. He's going to win the rushing title. Definitely a Pro Bowler. Could be offensive player of the year just in terms of his scrimmage yards. I think he led the league in over 2,000 scrimmage yards combined. All of the touchdowns that he scored, 17 straight games with a touchdown. Just the weapon that he is in the backfield, out of the backfield, how Kyle can use him in all different situations. And so we know he's a stud, and the bye came at a perfect time for him just in terms of the calf injury that he had. So we know he'll be 100%. Now, if we want to talk about what's behind him, Elijah Mitchell finally seems to be healthy. Many of us were frustrated with him because of the injuries, but in the last 2 games, he's ran the ball well. I still like Mason, and most people still like Mason. So they have competent backup behind McCaffrey and a good 1-2 punch if Elijah can keep himself healthy. Of course, we got George Kittle, all-pro tight end, best blocking tight end in the league, eclipsed 1,000 yards, scored a bunch of touchdowns, and is still that threat, run after catch tight end, but does it all. And so thankful that he's been healthy all year and has produced and has made some big plays for us at the right time. Of course, we have Debo, the Army Swift Knight, in the receiver position, but also can be used in a backfield. And you just want to get the ball to him in space. And, Debo kind of had his little struggles because of the injuries, but in the biggest games of the year against the Cowboys and definitely against the Eagles, he's showed up and stood out. And so we know what he's going to bring into the playoffs with his physicality, getting the ball in his hands in every way you can. And then we know the offense really, in my opinion, went to the next level. That was Brandon Ayuk. Back-to-back 1,000-yard season. I think he went over 1,300 this year. So he definitely even went higher than he did last year. Can run all of the routes, can go deep underneath, break tackles, excellent blocker, as evidence in the Pittsburgh game, So we know we got two studs at the receiver. Jawan, until he got hurt with the concussion, really was the third in Jawan and third down guy. And he'll be back for the playoffs. So we know what he brings. He's going to be consistent. He's going to bring the physicality. He's going to make the clutch catches and the third down catches for us. Of course, we have Juszczyk at the tight end. I mean, not the tight end, at the fullback position, just in terms of his overall blocking. And he's still a weapon that a lot of teams are sleeping on, but I think could be used in the playoffs depending on what the matchup is. And then the offensive line, of course, Trent Williams, all pro, best left tackle in football. Love Banks next to him at left guard. Brindle, Pro Bowl again at the center position. Right guard has been kind of a kind of influx in terms of Burford and I'm forgetting the other guy's name, the other guard that was backing him up. But then I like McKivitz at the right tackle. We all complained about McGlinchey and his inconsistency. Well, outside of the first game, McKivitz has been solid all year. Never was on the injury report, has played every game, has gotten better every game. So I think what we thought was a liability in some cases, I think the offensive line overall throughout the year has gotten better, gotten stronger. And so now is the time that we need all five to be as one, of course, for the playoffs so that we can get the run game going and give Brock the time. If we give McCaffrey the holes to run through and we give Brock the time to make the throws, I don't think most people are going to stop this offense. Not in the NFC. There's only really one team that really slowed us down. Well, two, I would say Cleveland and the Ravens. But everybody else, I think if we play at the top of our game, we can score points and make the plays necessary. Of course, if we look at the defensive line, Hargrave coming over from Philly, he made the Pro Bowl, had 8 sacks. Armstead, to me, is the key to this whole thing. When he's in there, he has to command a double team, and he frees up Bosa and Hargrave to get the one-on-ones. But then I would like to see them play Chase Young, start Chase Young in the playoffs. I think we need our best players out there. He's a threat just in terms of the talent and the ability. And you have to respect his game, which is going to allow Bosa to be freed up more and to get the one-on-ones. We want the one-on-ones with our 4 best defensive linemen in the game. I think the depth is enough. Ken Laws played all year for the first time in his career, so mad props to him. Got better every game. And the other guys that they come in with the rotation, we have enough depth and enough stars to dominate on the defensive line. And really, it's time for this defensive line to dominate. And we shouldn't have no excuses in terms of the rest. And it's time for Bosa to shine, Chase Young to shine. This defensive line to stop the run and get after the passer. And then at linebacker, of course, All-Pro Fred, Pro Bowler, best linebacker, middle linebacker in the game. Dre, best physical linebacker in the game, in my opinion. And, if he go ahead and suplex one of these boys in the playoffs, just put it on their mind that it's going to be a long day for you. But we know we have at the linebacker position. And then in the secondary, it's been up and down. It's maybe started the year kind of a little rough, but really second half of the season, really consistent. Ambry Thomas stepped up. The Amador has been there all year long. Mooney Ward is playing at a great level. Gip, for the most part, has played well. And then we know we lost Hufanga, but then Jair Brown stepped up and made plays. And then some of the players even behind them that have had to play have made the plays. Special teams, Wisnowski, a beast punting, always putting the ball in play and kicking it in, into the opponent's territory and allowing our defense to not have to go short fields, but long fields and getting off on third down. So he's been a weapon. Now, the only thing about Moody, that will worries me, because in that Ram game, we should have won that game, and you missed the extra point and the field goal to the right. And you missed the field goal against Cleveland to the right, I believe it was. So I don't know, Faithful. That's the only thing that gives me pause is Moody. If the game is close and tight, do we have the confidence in him? That's why I wish they could have kept Robbie Gould for one more year, because we know Robbie was automatic in the playoffs. He was clutch. He had that gene for the playoffs. But overall, excellent football team that we have. We have depth because we've had some injuries, not as maybe many injuries as we've had in the past, but we've had them. And so the depth has definitely come through, and John Lynch and the front office have done an excellent job of managing the practice squad and bringing in guys and filling the holes and the gaps, and they've been able to get through. So now there's no there's no more excuses. There's no more excuses, faithfuls, with this football team and what we want this team to accomplish. This team is capable and ready to win this championship, have all of the pieces to win a championship. And that's the expectation, is that we're going to be hoisting that Lombardi trophy. Now, as far as the matchups go, I can't say who I would prefer they play. Wild card weekend is this weekend. I know Dallas is playing Green Bay. I think that'll be a good game. Green Bay is coming in hot. They got a good quarterback. I don't know about their defense. Dallas has this great home field advantage. So I would say, in most cases, most people will pick them to win. And if they play the way that they're capable of, they should beat Green Bay. But I think Green Bay is going to give them more of a game than maybe people think. I know the other matchup is the Monday night game is Philly and Tampa Bay. Philly has fallen off. I think that game against us, we just totally took them off track. We kind of just, took their heart from them or whatever. And they ain't been the same since they played us. But that's most teams in the league. And I think Tampa Bay, I think they beat Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay early in the year. So Tampa Bay is going to be motivated to kind of get payback. And I can see Tampa Bay winning that game. And then I think the game that might be the most interesting game, or the closest game, I would say, would be Detroit and the Rams. I think the Rams, we know, in our division, they had a resurgence after they, had the won the Super Bowl. Then they had the, the year where they just everything fell off. But I think Detroit, with that crowd and they first time winning the division, I could see it being close. I could see the Rams pulling it out just because of the experience. Detroit, haven't really been in this position before, and the Rams have, in terms of their key players. They've won the Super Bowl, so they know what it takes. But I think that'll be the closest game, and I could see that game going either way. As far as the AFC goes, Baltimore is the number one seed, of course, over there. I know the Saturday game is Houston and Cleveland. I'm rooting for DeMeco, former defensive coordinator over there, and hope they can pull that off. CJ Stroud is a stud. They got some really good players over there. Bright future for that franchise. Cleveland got Flacco and a good defense, and Flacco's got Super Bowl experience, so that'll be a good game. And then I think it's the Chiefs in Miami. I think the Chiefs pull it out. I think Miami don't have enough defense, and Kansas City, even though they don't have the explosive playmakers, they got Mahomes and they got Kelce. That's enough to pull it out. And then they got the home crowd advantage, and they're playing in probably going to be really cold up there in Kansas City. So I could see that going down with that game. I'm trying to think. Oh, Pittsburgh and Buffalo, I think it's the last game of the wild card weekend for the AFC, I think. I think Buffalo pulls that out. Pittsburgh, great job by Tomlin just getting to the playoffs with all the quarterbacks they use, but they don't have TJ Watt, which means they don't really have the pass rush that they're going to need to get that done. So Yeah, I could see Buffalo winning that. I think Buffalo is the one team, along with Kansas City, that can knock Baltimore off. And all you got to do is be in the playoffs and get in there hot, and you could see where Buffalo could be that team of even Kansas City. 'Cause as long as you got Mahomes and Allen, you got a chance. If against Baltimore. So um, that's my take on it, faithfuls. Um, as I see it, like I said, I think with Brock Purdy, he has been everything that we hoped he would be and more. I don't think most people thought that Mr. Irrelevant, a 7th-round quarterback, could turn into the quarterback that he has. But give him props for having that hunger and that desire, for Shanahan coaching him up and then coming back from the injury, and then having that chip to prove the doubters wrong, to go contrary to what the narrative of his ascension has been. Most people attribute the system to his success and the players around him, and on some level that's true. But at the same time, Brock has talent, and he is motivated, and he's better than what people who do all of this stuff for a living and make all of these predictions and watch all of the films and the tape realize. And one thing you can't underestimate is a person's drive and motivation and heart, and he's got all three of those in spades. And so, I think he's got to play his best football and be on point. And really, the key to the team this year offensively has been the fast starts. When we've won the majority of our games, we've jumped on people quick. It's when we maybe have struggled and missed some opportunities or turned the ball over, then we've lost. So I think that'll be a key for the playoffs, starting fast. And I think that's what's going to be preached in these practices: consistency, starting fast, and playing a full 60 minutes. Because while we've dominated a lot of the games we've won and played in, I don't know if we played a complete full 60 minutes of just consistent football. So I believe Shanahan is coaching that up and is motivating the guys to do that. So looking forward to watching some of the games over the weekend and kind of seeing what the matchup is going to be. We've beaten Philly, we've beaten Dallas, we beat Tampa Bay, we beaten the Rams. We didn't play Detroit this year, so and we haven't played Green Bay as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how everything shakes out. Everything plays in time with it. So
Water. Oh, shit.
what's going on?
Trying to get it together, boy. Look. See what I'm saying? Can't get it right. What's that? No.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good. Nice. Well, I'll tell you after we get off.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm good. I just was kind of just put my take on the season and the different, the offensive line, the skill position players, the defense, kind of looking at some of the matchups and everything. So,
Nah,
yeah,
bro. From what I from what I heard, I do agree with you on the fast starts. I mean, I feel that's been a big key to this season. Uh, we've been, putting most people straight out the gate.
uh-huh,
Obviously, we continue to do that. I figure odds kind of, in our favor. I'm
yeah,
interested to see who we gonna draw. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
just kind of look at everything, see, who
right,
gonna do what. Figure, everybody kind of down on Philly. Though I think ultimately they, still got to play the game. So till they
yeah,
actually out of it, you know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
And interested to see what Dallas gonna do.
Well, the good thing for us is that everybody's healthy. Armstead gonna be back healthy, and all the players that was kind of dinged up gonna be healthy. So
Yeah,
we
we
ain't got
need that
to.
boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying in kind of the intro. We gonna need him because just of the fact that when he in there, he can man that double team and free up Hargrave. And then to me, they need to start Chase Young if Cleveland Farrell hurt. it's time to let Chase Young eat. Get him in there playing all of the snaps. You know what I'm saying? And the pass rushing up, because we need somebody on the other side that's gonna get both of that one-on-one.
Right.
So we could have that advantage. You know what I'm saying? They gotta respect his game. You know what I'm saying? And so it's time for Bosa too. Come on, man. You came in late. You know, yeah, you picked it up, you know, once Chase Young got there, but it's time for you to earn this money you make out there. You know, it's time for this defensive line to dominate. If this defensive line dominate, we gonna be straight. You know?
That's real.
Yeah, so it's time for these boys to get it in, and they got enough depth behind them to keep them fresh and rotate them and all of that. Now, like I said, I had kind of commented on Philly. I think Philly, yeah, like you said, until they lose, they still a threat. They still a factor. But I think Tampa Bay could beat them because I think they played them in Tampa, and Philly beat them pretty good. But Philly ain't the same team they was when they played that first time. And Tampa Bay gonna be motivated too. So I can see Tampa Bay getting that in. Now, of course, you know, Dallas and Green Bay, that's gonna be a game too. A lot of people sleeping on Green Bay, but shit, Jordan Love playing good football, and they got a running back.
Yeah, that boy is balling right now.
Yeah, so Green Bay might catch Dallas. And, you know, Dallas didn't win all them games at home, but they ain't really played nobody when they was winning all them games. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really had nobody that came in there and really was a factor against y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was playing scrub teams and stuff, blowing everybody out these weak teams. So y'all ain't really played nobody, you know what I'm saying, at home. So y'all might get a test from Green Bay. I ain't saying that y'all ain't gonna win it, but I can see Green Bay making a game of it. To me, the game that I think gonna be the closest game gonna be Detroit and the Rams. You know, to me.
You know? No, I feel that. Matt Stafford coming back home.
Yeah. Playing against Golf, that should be a good little matchup. You know, and things like that.
The Rams know him quite well. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Good storylines too.
Yeah. So, you know, so it should be interesting in the AFC. Like I said, you know, Baltimore got the bye, you know, and I won't see what the Houston and Cleveland game gonna be. You know, I'm rooting for D'Amico. You know, I've been following Houston all year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, for him to come down there, Houston was trash till he got there. Them boys are division champions, and they got a quarterback and everything. So, you know, I know Cleveland beat them in Houston that first time, but it could be different this time because, you know, Houston gonna be a little bit better, you know, than it was the first time. So, you know, that'll be a good game. I think Kansas City gonna beat Miami. Miami ain't got no defense.
You know, I think Miami out of there.
Yeah, Buffalo gonna beat Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh ain't got no quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I could see, you know, that going on. And then, like I said, it all depends on the matchup. You know, if Houston win, I think they play the Ravens. Well, I will take the Ravens over Houston in that one. But then whoever win the Buffalo and Kansas City game, I think could beat the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Because you got as long as you got Mahomes and Allen, you got a chance. You know what I'm saying, to win the game. You know, so it's gonna be interesting to see. I ain't afraid of nobody in the NFC, honestly, for us. I think if we play our game, we beating everybody. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro, I agree. And at this point, we definitely do not need to be snake bitten. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we was against the Rams. We had been dominating them. We wound up losing to me when it counted.
Yeah.
You know, we've been dominating Dallas pretty much. We would not want to lose when it count. At this point, I think I saw it, Sports Center or something, like who got the most pressure to win. And I out of the Ravens and the 49ers. But to me, out of damn near any team that's out there is us, bro. We've been bridesmaids every time we've been relevant again. We've gotten close but couldn't get over the hump.
Right.
We at some point you got to cash in your ticket. So and you're
the
number one seed, home field, everything got to come through you. You're pretty much healthy as you're gonna be. You got the best quarterback. Are you acting like you got the best quarterback since Shanahan been there? So you really don't have no excuses unless you just lay an egg. So let's see.
Well, no, and that's what I was saying, like, in the beginning. It's like there's no excuses for y'all not to be winning this championship, hoisting up this trophy.
Real.
because you have the home field advantage. You as healthy as you gonna be. You have the best quarterback that Shanahan has had. You have all of the weapons, and even though you lost against the Rams, you really outplayed them. You know what I'm saying? We should have won that game. Woody is the only thing that scares me is him. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if the game is close, he ain't Robbie Gold. I wish we could have kept Robbie one more year.
I'm with you on that.
And so, yeah, that's my only really worry. If the game is close, do you have the confidence to let this boy kick the ball to win the game for you? You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, if y'all play y'all A game, if y'all on y'all game, we winning. And then, like I said, the fast starts is a clear indicator that when we jump on you quick, we normally keep it down. But they haven't really played as much as they done dominated the game for the first, for the most of the game this year. They haven't really played a complete full 60-minute game.
Right.
And that's what I think Shanahan is preaching to these boys. We got to play for 60 minutes. It's the playoffs. It can't be no let up and all of this stuff. We got to be in there from jump. So, yeah.
Talk, bro.
Yeah, if they be on their game, I think they're going to win. So, like I said, it's been a great year for them. And all the Pro Bowl players, Brock Purdy going from Mr. Irrelevant to the Pro Bowl and was in the MVP conversation, and, McCaffrey and Debo and Ayuk and Kittle and Juszczyk and the line. And then defensively, they've been there all year long for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The secondary kind of started off slow, but then in the last half of the year, they've been balling for the most part. And then we survived some injuries with the depth. So that's really, really been the season in a nutshell. So now, like I said, there ain't no more excuses. You got the bye, you got the home field advantage. This the best team Shanahan done had. This the best team that they didn't had since 19, and this team better than 19 when they went to the Super Bowl. This the team supposed to win the thing. And so now it's about finishing what y'all say y'all want to start from jump. Y'all wanted to be in the contention. Well, y'all didn't put yourself in position to win it. Now it's time for y'all to go out there and play. And I think they going to play. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what's at stake. I think they will get to the Super Bowl and win it, because I think it's our time to win it. I think Shanahan finally going to get over this hump, for the do it. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, we got to wait till next week, but it's good.
Nah, you spot on, bro. You saying it just like I'm feeling it, dog. Like at this point, we got everything we need. We just got to go out there and play the game. I think we're more than capable. If we do get Baltimore again, I like my chances. And as far as everybody else, like you said, we just got to go out there and play 49er football. Run that thing, hit them with the play action, let the defense hunt a little bit, and I think we could definitely get to the big dance. And once we get there, we just got to cash in. So shit, we kick back, kind of check out these games Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
See who we gonna get, and then from there, it's prep week. Y'all know we gonna be at y'all top. We could break down the opponent.
Yeah.
Trying to give our little spills what we gonna do and shit. Hopefully, it go as we scripted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. So, man, what you thought about Pete Carroll getting fired? I couldn't believe that when I saw that yesterday. I'm like, man, they fired Pete Carroll?
Definitely was surprised, you know what I'm saying? But seemed like, well, I'm saying this loosely, seemed like a changing of the guard. A lot of the old time coaches getting out of there, these legends, greats, trying to make way for some of the new blood that's really not new blood, but you figure you may see Pete Carroll, a couple of them still, do a little something, but for the most part, I think the boys about to be out of there.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because Belichick 70, he's 70. You know what I'm saying? Nick Saban retired. I'm like, man, Saban retired?
Hey, bro, it's that time, baby. Shit.
Yeah, I'm like, no. And I'm saying that to myself, say, no, it's a change of the guard. It's the new blood. You know what I'm saying? And I think the NFL, when you see the Shanahans and some of the younger coaches that's having that success, these teams is looking for the next Shanahan. They're looking for the next offensive mind, the young coach that got the juice to take the to take the team forward, the game forward, these types of things. You know what I'm saying? Belichick and and Carey, y'all won Super Bowls. Y'all been up there for a long time. You know what I'm saying, and have had a lot of success. But yeah, it comes a time where it is a changing of the guard. You need the new blood. And things like that. So yeah, I was shocked when I saw Pete Carroll, was let go. I'm like, dang, they let Carroll go, but they looking for, like I said, they're looking for the next Sean McVay. They're looking for the next Shanahan. They're looking for that next young coach who got all the different schemes and the innovation and all of these different things.
Right.
For the lead of football team. So it'll be interesting to see who gets some of these jobs. I know Steve Wilkes going to be interviewing for the San Diego job and stuff. I know I saw that. And then Adam Peters going to be interviewing for the Washington Commanders general manager position, or the football operations position, and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how that shake out. I think your boy Lombardi said if Wilkes was to get a head coaching job, we wouldn't get the 3rd round pick because he had to be an assistant for 2 years, and he only been there for 1.
I don't think he's going nowhere anyway. So
yeah, I don't think so neither. I got a feeling that he'll interview, but I think he gonna wind up staying. Yeah, I think he gonna wind up staying. And then I don't know about Adam Peters. I think if he was the lead, they would get the 3rd round compensation for him. But I don't see him leaving nowhere because Lombardi said this is his dream job. And they could promote him to general manager and move Lynch up to like the president or executive president or whatever they call that stuff. So, we'll see how it go. You know what I'm saying? But we got a good thing going. So that keep it together. Keep it together.
That's right.
Let's not tear this up. Let's not mess this up. We got it going too good right now. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
For the start letting people go, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep these boys. Just keep this thing going. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it shake out. And so on there. So yeah, so it's good. So sure.
All right, bro. That's the bumper, dog. Shit. You know what I'm at. You know what type of time I'm on, baby. Look, we on call and I gotta go to the other one. You hear me? So we on the run. Yeah, dog. Look, that's why I was, you know what I'm saying? Man, look. It's a little hectic, but like the old 49ers, we shall prevail. You dig?
Yeah, that's right. Bro, that's right.
Run eating. But shit, appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all know what it is. Next week. Oh, look, she says she hope Will stay another year too. I think he will. You know what I'm saying? That's Bebop Jones. I think he will. I mean,
I think
success
so.
this year. And I don't want to sound like an asshole, but to me, I think, especially San Diego, I kind of think they have the guy in mind who they want.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's more of a formality thing. And to me, he need to do 2 years over here. I think, didn't D'Amico do 2?
Yeah, D'Amico did 2. Saleh did the first 4 before he went. So yeah.
But Will should be back.
Like I say, they're gonna fill all these head coaching jobs anyway, and so you might not get another chance. But why would you want to go somewhere else when you gonna be getting a talent to coach the defense like you want?
Look, not to mention, Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator. Yeah, look a little better on the resume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why would you want to go somewhere else when you gonna be getting a talent and you came in and learned our system, and it took you a little minute to get together, but you got it together. So now you about to, like I say, you really about to be on display now in these playoffs. So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it shoot, because if they get to the Super Bowl and win it, he might be in a running because they looking for, they looking for Super Bowl winning coaches.
Real.
So we'll see how it go. But yeah, I would like to see him stay just to keep the continuity there.
Yeah, he could build on it.
Yeah, he could build on it.
With the Luda Juniors and all this, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see, if he don't get a job. I think, of course, he stays. It had to really be something good. If I was going to take a job, I'd take the San Diego job because, you got your quarterback to start.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't go nowhere, you ain't got no quarterback. So, yeah, I would start there. And then, if they offer me the job, at least I know I got a franchise quarterback to work with. That's half the battle. You got to have a quarterback to win.
Real talk.
So, yeah, so we'll see how it shake out.
Yep. So yeah, man, make sure y'all rock with us next week. We should have a full cast there. Shouts out to Uncle Keith. Shouts out to that boy Prayers too. Appreciated having him on this season. Look forward to him coming back. But
Yeah.
yeah, P Warrior, myself, Uncle Keith, King of the One Liners. I'm challenging Kendrick Perkins and them on that. Uncle Keith, King of the One Liners. He
Yeah.
should be back next week, and we can,
Uh,
chop up our opponent, talk a little bit more about the faithful, and hope for this dub. So for P Warrior, myself, Benjamin Ness, Faithful Boys Podcast, will be banging we can't no more. Shouts out to Bebop Jones. Appreciate you. Go ahead on, smash that like button. Go ahead on, tell a friend if you don't mind. And come back and rock with us next week. We'll be on time. We'll be whole till then. Watch the
bang, bang.
interviews. That's right.
Yes, sir.